Hello, welcome to Starla's Art Studio. Today I'm a little bit sick, so I'm sorry if you can hear it in my voice. So today, instead of being a tutorial, I have made this picture while I was sick and just decided, hey, a picture, that sounds like a fun thing to do, since I have nothing else to do but recover. But today, I decided to draw something. And I realized most of the time when I do draw something, by the time I'm halfway done with it, I realize, hey, I could make a video out of this, but then, oops, it's done already, and just now I thought it could be a good idea, so I decided to go for it. But I may end up just going through some of my old pictures, just as a little gallery show, and probably doing redraws of some of my old art in the future, just for the fun of it. Unfortunately, when I was recording it, something happened to the first part of the recording that involved the actual sketching of the picture, so that part was lost. But after that, I did the lines and the coloring, so that part is going to be included in the video, which is the main part of what's was going to show for the picture. So when I was deciding of what I was going to do for this picture, I thought about some years back, quite a few years back, when I was younger, real small, and I was sick, and my little brother and I were sick, and we were both in the bedroom, and we were talking, and then I decided to start drawing. And so I kind of pretended that I was looking in a mirror and looking back at us, just kind of sitting on bed, listening to some music, and I think we were eating something, I can't remember, but so I kind of thought of it like that, and so I decided to go with this picture of me, or Starla, as being represented as me in this picture, just sitting back with some food and a little end table and a sketchbook, leaning back on some pillows and enjoying some quiet time just drawing. One thing that I thought was pretty interesting about this picture is that I apparently spent 3 hours, around 3 hours straight, doing nothing but sitting and drawing. And I did not realize how long I was actually just sitting doing this. And I really got surprised, and it made sense that my wrist had a few little pains afterwards, so it was pretty interesting to see how I could spend so much time just working on one picture. But actually, it's pretty interesting what about 3 hours straight of nothing but drawing can do to your hand. But by the way, don't actually do that. That's not a good idea. It's very important that whatever you're doing, whether it be like drawing, writing, homework, you should take, like, after 30 minutes, it's very important that you take breaks. It is not good to just be sitting one position, not moving, not stretching, not anything, not drinking water. You can set a timer for yourself after 30 minutes, but it's just not good for you to be sitting, especially if you want to take up being an artist as a job in the future. You should make a regular habit of getting up after a while. It's not healthy, and it could cause you to have some injuries in the future, which could make you not able to continue a job. Kind of like if you were to be an athlete, it's not good for you to strain yourself too much doing one thing and end up hurting yourself, and then you can't do the job anymore. And because you have sensitive little muscles in your wrist, if you use them way too much and way too long and just doing a bunch of little movements with your wrist, that's why one other suggestion is to practice drawing with your shoulder. Even though you may not be used to it, it can actually help to prevent certain injuries, so you don't end up hurting or injuring your wrist. So it's very important that you get a few breaks from what you're doing and basically don't hurt yourself while doing it. Even though it does sound weird, oh, I enjoy myself from drawing, it is possible, so it's important not to do that. So yeah, take a break is very important. But on the topic of health-related issues, since I am sick, cough cough, sniff sniff, I might as well just touch on the little topic of a cold. If anyone watching this just happens to have a cold, and maybe some little quick tips could help. Even if you've heard these already, might as well just get it out anyways. One thing that I know that helps is drinking a lot of warm liquids, like a bunch of tea. I got this big mug recently for my birthday. It says "Keep Life Simple." I actually included this in this picture on the little table, but it has plenty of room for tea, and so drinking lots of liquids, because if you don't, you may notice that your hands or lips may seem to get dry, and you can get dehydrated. So it's very important to drink lots of liquids, and having your face in steam, like the hot tea can bring up some steam. Taking hot showers helps a lot, and it's very important to get plenty of sleep. It helps you feel better and things like cough drops can help your throat, things like that. Very simple things. And for sleeping, I have experienced the whole nose getting stuffed up, can't breathe while you're trying to sleep. So having your pillow up so you're sitting up and having a little wet towel, moist, not like dripping wet, just a moist towel to put on your forehead, and it can also cover up your eyes, so if the sun's out and you just sleep a little longer in the day, like if it's a weekend, then it can cover up the sun, and so the sun won't interrupt you with your sleeping, and the cool towel can help you if you're having like a fever or something. It can cool you down and make it more comfortable. And I have actually experienced that it kind of slowly clears up your nose, your sinuses, and it makes you feel better, and it makes sleeping more enjoyable. Okay, so for right now, those are what I can think about, but back to the picture. It was actually really fun making this because I actually was a little nervous when I was thinking about doing it. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to have Starla or just a picture I made of me one time, but I decided to go with Starla since she's the little mascot I have representing me on this channel. Yeah, and when I sketched her out, I already kind of had it pre-planned. It was going to be Starla with the really long hair, even though I do have long hair, just not like that. So yeah, I just decided to go with Starla on it since I have her representing me on the channel. And it was kind of neat because I was planning on having kind of line art, like kind of cell shading or looking more 2D instead of like more painting and smoothly shading it like I did. But I thought, hey, I called it a speed paint, so I guess it'd be nice to make it kind of look like I painted it. So that's what I decided to go for. And one thing I thought I could have done a little better was her hair, because it is supposed to look kind of messy. I feel like I could have had a few extra kind of hairs just sticking around everywhere, because I did notice how my hair got pretty messy from sleeping for so long. But I thought I could have added a little more hair just on her head, just to make it look a little messier. I decided to go for kind of colors that would go well together, such as the contrasting between the lighter blues and having darker purples in the background, because I'd like to have her on the focus, so that's why the background is kind of like a purple, darkish coloring. And I decided to put a little emphasis on her nose that's kind of red and stuffed up, like mine was when I painted it. But it was pretty nice to draw, get my mind off the stuffy nose problems at the time, and it was pretty fun. It was the first time I really did a speed paint like this, and it was pretty interesting how much time I actually put into it. I never done anything like that before, so it was pretty fun. One other thing I decided to do was that I decided to keep the little magical stylus or pen from the other animation. I'm going to make that little thing, her little space pen, that I'm just going to have showing up quite often in little pictures, animations, things like that. On the topic of the little stylus, the little space stylus, I did notice that when I sketched it, it is in her left hand instead of her right, so I would like to point that out before I notice a bunch of comments saying, you drew it in the wrong hand, but I'm just gonna say it now. She uses both her right and her left hand. I use my right hand, but she uses both because she is ambidextrous. But I'm just gonna say it now so I can be free of the worry of drawing it in the wrong hand. But anyways, it was kind of fun just adding up a bunch of little details with the shading and just these little details that you might notice when someone's actually sick, like some tissues, some tea, cough drops, a little pancake, which was kind of funny. I couldn't decide what I was going to put on the plate at first, so I just threw on the pancake. I couldn't decide whether I want to do some kind of oatmeal, breakfast food, or just midnight snack or something. But at the time, I was craving some pancakes, so I just threw on some pancakes on a plate. What I also found kind of interesting is how when you're coloring things that you have to pay quite a bit of attention to where the light source is coming from. For example, here I have the window, so I needed to pay attention to where the lighting needed to be. So for example, the dresser had to have more lighting on the right, the blanket needed to have more lighting on one side, her hair, the mug, the tray, the table. It's kind of neat, just pay attention to the little details. Overall, kind of just making up this little scene, just this little sick kind of relaxed little area of just relaxing. They can really feel the same way about reading a book or something like that. Just kind of that little peace you get, even if you're sick, just kind of being quiet or listening to music. It's really nice. So I'll probably be doing plenty of other speed paints in the future. just for effect, I decided to just add a little bit of shading around the edges just for kind of this calm effect of relaxation. And it was pretty neat, just trying to mess around with it, making sure it didn't go to like gloomy or dark or anything, just kind of relax with a little bit of light coming through the window. And that's all I have. It was really fun to do this. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope you enjoyed my first speed paint. Hope to see you later. Bye!